Hello everyone! Surely all of you are very familiar with corn. There are many dishes from sweet to salty that use corn as ingredients. Corn is a very popular crop in many countries. But do you know what stages the corn plant goes through, from sowing to harvesting? Today, let's follow this journey through video with me. The first job at the field will be to clean up the haystack, mainly the dry corn plants left over from the old crop. I will gather them into large piles and use the dry grass to burn the ash as fertilizer for the plants. In my hometown, corn is a crop suitable for the soil and climate. People usually start planting in late March and early April, and will harvest it around July and August. Corn is a short-day crop that can be grown on many types of soil. It grows best in organically rich, loam or sandy soil. Corn plants have a height of 1.2 cm to 1.8 m. It has good resistance to falling thanks to its well-developed root system. Its leaves are neat, have good pollination ability, and the tree bears low fruit. The process of growing corn requires patience, knowledge, and special attention. It is necessary to know how to care for them properly and have a reasonable process to be able to enjoy bountiful harvests. I still use the old corn planting method. Local corn varieties will be planted according to the practice of sowing 2 to 3 seeds per hole. If the number of plants whole is large, it will compete for light and nutrients, causing the plants to grow unevenly. The distance between rows is 60-100 cm, and the distance between plants and plants in the row is 20 to 40 cm depending on the varietal characteristics. The roots of corn grow many and deep, so the soil needs to be plowed to a depth of 15 to 25 cm. The corn planting density is too low. The plants grow well and produce large fruits, but the number of seeds out M2 is low, so the seed yield is not high. Planting corn too thickly will spray silk 1 to 5 days later than usual, causing the female flowers to lack pollen, the seeds to be flat, the plants to fall, and to be susceptible to pests and diseases. So the grower needs to have good techniques and experience. Only by experiment can we produce truly productive crops. My cornfield is right next to the banks of the Gam River. The soil here is regularly deposited with alluvium, so it is quite fertile. In the countryside of Vietnam, you will often see a herd of buffaloes leisurely grazing along the river like this. It feels very peaceful, right? After sowing seeds, weeds need to be treated. During the first 30 days of planting, corn plants grow very weak and slowly. Because corn plants grow naturally on upland land receive little care, weeding the plants must be emphasized. Too much grass will absorb nutrients, making it impossible for plants to grow. People here only have 2 ways to weed. The first is to pull them out by hand, and the second is to spray herbicides combined with cultivating the roots to prevent the tree from falling. Although I know that pulling weeds or plowing them away is the best method without affecting the plants and the environment, doing so will take a lot of time and effort, so I have no choice but to use herbicides to spray the entire corn growing area. I always wonder if there is a way that is both convenient and does not affect the environment. Please share with me. The herbicide is mixed at the ratio specified by the manufacturer and sprayed over the entire corn growing area. Remember to wear a mask and protective clothing or long-sleeved clothing to avoid affecting your health. I saw the seller say that if you follow the correct process and use the correct dosage, it won't have much of an impact on the environment. Is that true? After the seedlings have 1 leaf, about 4 or 6 days later, I have to check and reapply the areas where the plants are dead and not growing, and at the same time, remove the weak saplings, leaving only healthy seedlings. During the corn growing process, fertilization is divided into 3 times. The first time is applied 10 days after the plants are planted. The second time is applied 10 days later, and the last time is applied 30 days after sowing. When the tree gets a little bigger, it needs to be checked again and take time to weed. I had sprayed before, but it was only somewhat limited. In cornfields, there are often different types of weeds: herbaceous grass, shallow cage grass, duckweed, sedge grass, Bear grass, chicken grass. Weeds are always able to adapt to external conditions and are highly resistant, highly competitive with crops for light, water, nutrients. Weeds secrete toxins that are harmful to plants and are hosts to pests and diseases that harm corn. Grass reduces crop productivity and quality. For tall grasses and not too much corn growing area, I will spend a day removing them manually by pulling them out by hand and using a sickle to cut them. Remove weeds from cornfields. The puppy and little pig also followed me to the fields. Having them running around with me made me feel much happier. When corn has been planted for about 50 days, it begins to flower. On the same corn plant, there are two different types of flowers: male flowers, flag flowers, and female flowers, corn flowers, and they are located in different positions on the plant. Male flowers, also known as flag flowers, usually bloom at the top of the plant and are arranged in clusters consisting of a main axis and many branches. Flag flowers are usually small, called panicles, spikelets, or panicles. Each small flower consists of two oval brown shells, called husks, with veins and fluff. In each small flower, there are two flowers, one with a long stem and one with a short stem. A small flower can have one or three flowers. On each flower, we can see traces of degeneration and traces of female pistils, surrounded by three male filaments carrying three male stamens and two small eyebrows called scales corresponding to the corolla. Maize's female flowers, called ears of corn, arise from axillary buds between the leaves, but only 1 to 3 buds on the stem form into ears of corn. The female flower has a stem containing many short segments. Each segment on the stem is covered with a leaf. On the main axis of the female flower, pulp, corn cob, the flowers grow in pairs of small flowers. Each spikelet contains 2 flowers, but only one develops into a seed, while the other degenerates. The outside of the flower has 2 eyebrows, outer and inner. Immediately behind the outer eyebrow, there are traces of male stamens and a second degenerated female flower. In the middle is the flower ovary. On the flower ovary, there is a knob and a long stigma that forms a beard. The beard of corn has a long and oblong shape, like a tuft of hair, initially green, then gradually turns red or yellow. There are many fluff and secretions on the antennae, making it easy for pollen to adhere and have the ability to germinate. The best time to harvest is when the corn is ripe. The corn silk is dry, black. The corn sheath turns from green to straw yellow. Determine the time to harvest corn by observing the corn kernels at the top and bottom of the fruit. When the leaves covering the fruit are dry and the seeds are hard, test the seeds. If there is a black layer at the base of the seeds, the corn is ripe enough to be ready to harvest. If corn is ripe during a long rainy period, it is necessary to remove the beard and fold the corn cobs downward so that rainwater does not seep inside and rot the corn kernels. When the sun is dry, it will be collected and dried. Need the help of 2 more people to make the corn harvesting process faster. You should choose to harvest corn on days when it doesn't rain. Peel off the balls and leaves. Only keep the whole corn and remove the corn silk. This corn is often used by people in my hometown as animal feed to save costs. Corn kernels do not have husks. If storage conditions are not good, corn is not ripe, not dried completely, containers are not tightly sealed. In addition to birds, mice, mold, and weevils, they can completely destroy the entire corn warehouse within a few months. Therefore, It is necessary to dry corn to a moisture content of 12 to 13% to be able to store it safely and limit damage. Corn can be dried in two ways: sun drying or drying. Corn drying is a simple traditional drying method, easy to widely apply, and requires low initial investment. Corn can be dried on a trellis or yard. The whole corn can be dried until it reaches the necessary dryness for preservation. Before drying corn, all the sheaths and silk must be removed. The sheath leaves can be used to bundle a lot of corn into bundles, to hang to dry and preserve the whole corn. The thickness of the exposed corn, or grain, layer is about 5 to 10 cm. Usually, every hour, stir the layer of dried corn. Dry the corn thoroughly, check by biting or crushing to see if the kernels are broken into sharp pieces. Sift to remove impurities and remove young and flat kernels. Drying yard. Drying yard must be dry, clean, airy, and easy to drain. You should add a layer of dark cement and create a rainwater drainage slope for the yard. The ground must be lined with cork, beads, or plastic sheets. The darker the color, the better. Drying rack. Using a drying rack increases the area of the drying yard, making it easier to collect corn daily or during unusual storms. The most convenient is a drying rack with wheels. The drying rack can be made of bamboo, wood, or steel. Each platform has 5 to 7 floors. The floors can be tilted according to the direction of sunlight. Each floor has many drying trays, such as steamers, sieve, or metal sieves. To proactively preserve corn in long-term wet and rainy weather conditions, often encountered during the corn harvest in our country, drying equipment must be used, especially for corn seed production or large-scale corn production. Large tissue. Air-dried warehouse. Used to dry corn when harvesting weather is not favorable, suitable for situations where drying capacity is lacking, and suitable for temporarily preserving corn. Air-dried warehouses are mainly used to temporarily store corn waiting for the sun, particularly in localities with dry climates. Air-ventilated warehouses can be used to preserve corn for long periods of time. The finished corn bran product I roasted for you meets the standards for use in livestock farming. The cooked bran is taken to feed the sows. For smaller pigs, I will use chopped banana stems mixed with corn bran to feed them. Banana stem is one of the foods that can replace vegetables used to supplement the diet of poultry and livestock. In rural areas, there are many banana tree trunks, so to save money on buying industrial bran and vegetables, people in my hometown often use banana tree trunks to feed pets, which is very convenient. Banana tree trunks are an extremely good source of nutrition for livestock, such as pigs, cows, chickens, and ducks. In addition to feeding pigs rice and bran, farmers like me also feed them banana stems to ensure a sufficient daily vitamin supply. Furthermore, feeding pigs banana stems will bring the following benefits: anti-inflammatory, beneficial for the digestive tract. Banana stems contain a lot of nutrients and beneficial bacteria that are beneficial to the intestines. When feeding pigs banana stems at a reasonable rate, you will help them grow faster, avoid the risk of diarrhea or constipation, stabilize blood sugar. You can feed the pigs directly or mix banana stems with bran powder or dry food to provide more nutrients. Bananas stimulate the digestive system better, helping pigs grow faster. Looking at the herd of pigs competing with each other to eat delicious food, making a pleasant squealing sound, I also felt very happy. Thank you for watching my videos. See you again in the next videos. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you who took the time to watch this video. Your support is a great motivation for me to continue sharing useful knowledge and experiences in animal husbandry. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our latest videos. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends and family. Also, we highly appreciate your feedback. Please leave your thoughts or questions in the comments section below so we can discuss and share experiences together. Thank you very much.